Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sportsdom coming back with another video. And this is my Jacksonville Jaguars at Buffalo Bills recap. Let's take a look at the scoring in this game. It was Robert Foster, a 75-yard pass from Josh Allen. Stephen Hauschka kick. The drive went 5 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 23 seconds, and 7-0 Bills. And then it was Isaiah McKenzie, a 6-yard run. Stephen Hauschka kick. The drive went 3 plays, 86 yards, 1 minute and 19 seconds. In the second, then it's 14-0 the Bills. Then in the second quarter, it was Leonard Fournette, a 5-yard run, Josh Lambo kick. The drive went 11 plays, 74 yards, 6 minutes, 41 seconds. Then it was Leonard Fournette, 14-7 Bills. Then it was Leonard Fournette, 1-yard run, Josh Lambo kick. The drive went 6 plays, 74 yards, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. 14-14 at the half. At the end of the third quarter, it remains 14-14. Then in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen, a 14-yard run, Stephen Hauschka kick. The drive went 3 plays, 68 yards, 43 seconds. It's 21-14 Bills. Then Stephen Hauschka, 22-yard field goal. Drive went 6 plays, 14 yards, 1 minute, 55 seconds. And it's 24-14 Bills. And then D.D. Westbrook, a 13-yard pass from Blake Bortles. Josh Lambo kick. The drive went 8 plays, 70 yards, 1 minute, 46 seconds. The Buffalo Bills defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-21. Josh Allen made his return. He was 8 of 19 for 160 yards. He also rushed for 99 yards. By far was the best player out there today. People say, well, he only threw for 160 yards. He himself, with the 99 yards and the 160, he himself got 259 yards of the 320 yards that the Bills had of total offense. Against a defense people said he would not be able to do anything against. And people were calling for Matt Barkley to start. I mean, I don't understand that. The Jets had no film on him. I could have done what Barkley did against the Jets with no film. If they didn't have film on me, honestly, what team in the league would be studying for Matt Barkley, a guy who hasn't played in 3 years? What team was going to study for Matt Barkley? The Jets themselves have said that they studied all week for Nathan Peterman, and then late that Saturday night, all of a sudden, McDermott comes out and says Matt Barkley is starting. Okay, so the Jets had no film on him, and he lit him up, as you would expect him to do against a team that has no film on you. But once teams would have got film on Barkley, he wouldn't have that type of game again. And Jalen Ramsey calling Josh Allen trash. How come he came out the victor then? If he's so much trash, how come he himself got 259 yards on that defense, which was supposed to be a dominant defense? They didn't look so dominant out there to me. And Blake Bortles is the one who's trash. Only throwing for, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Josh Allen had 1 touchdown. He threw a 75-yard pass to Robert Foster. And then he ran 1 in, so he had 2 touchdowns. He threw 1 and ran 1, and he threw no interceptions. So he himself had 259 total yards against that offense, or against that defense, all by his lonesome. And Isaiah McKenzie ran in a touchdown. But Josh Allen was the leading rusher on this team today. Josh Allen is progressing. Josh Allen is learning. And he did what he needed to do to win football games. That's what you're looking for in a quarterback. he can beat elite defenses. Look what he did to the Minnesota Vikings. He went out there and he dominated them. And people say, oh, he should be able to do something with this improved line. Improved line, he had 99 yards running, which means they weren't protecting him. If he has to run for his life, they're not fucking improved. That's a line who's trying to get him killed. They're not improved. Not if he has to run for his life. They're not improved. Don't sit here and tell me that it's an improved offensive line. Just because Barkley did something to a team that had no film on him doesn't mean the line has improved. The Jets are god-awful, so are the Jaguars. And I told people at work that the Buffalo Bills were going to walk off of New Era Field on Sunday 4-7, and the Jags were leaving 3-8. They kept telling me I'm crazy. Josh Allen ain't gonna beat this defense. The Jacksonville defense is gonna shut that offense down. They're not gonna be able to get a yard on Jacksonville. Josh Allen all by himself, 259 yards by himself. By himself. 259 yards, because he threw for 160 and a touchdown, and then he ran for 99 yards and had a 14-yard touchdown. 259 yards total offense for Josh Allen alone. The Bills had 320 yards of total offense, but 259 of that came from Josh Allen by himself. That's not a trash quarterback. That is a quarterback that's telling you, I ain't afraid to scramble because this line can't protect nobody. And Kelvin Benjamin, they need to trade him. You would think he'd be doing better because this is a contract year, and he would want teams to see him do good to get a new contract, but he's trash. Kelvin Benjamin is trash. They need to just throw him in a dumpster. I mean, he ain't worth nothing. They might as well trade him for 6 bags of garbage because they ain't going to get nothing good for him. Let him walk as a free agent. If I was the Bills, I'd be after receivers and just cut him. Just cut him. I mean, he's no good. I don't even know why they traded for Kelvin Benjamin from the Carolina Panthers. But anyways, the Buffalo Bills defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-21. Josh Allen shined in his return. And yes, I do say shine because 259 yards all by himself, that's shining. That's somebody who is shining out there. He's scoring touchdowns, not passing touchdowns, but rushing touchdowns. He's got four on the season, 4 rushing touchdowns. Now, I don't know another quarterback in this league that has 4 rushing touchdowns on the year and can lead their team in rushing like Josh Allen did. I mean, there's quarterbacks with like a couple of rushing touchdowns, but I don't think there's any with 4. I mean, he scores like 1 per game, with his feet, and that's hey, if he can beat a team with his feet, I'm okay with that. But he did what he had to do to win the football game, and that's what you're looking for in a quarterback. Can they win football games? He can win football games by himself. And this Jaguars defense was supposed to be a monster defense. That's a funny joke. That's a funny joke because that team is a disgrace. Doug Marrone is a disgrace. And Blake Bortles, he's garbage. He only threw for, 125? If it wasn't for Leonard Fournette, this team wouldn't have even done nothing today because Blake Bortles is trash. Absolutely trash. And I mean that in a big, big way, too. Blake Bortles is garbage. And then Leonard Fournette got ejected for fighting with Shaq Lawson. I was at work, and they don't show the games in my area, so I couldn't watch it, but I listened to the game. Even at work, I listened to the game because they let me listen to it. And even John Murphy was saying that Leonard Fournette shouldn't have done that. You don't do that. If you're a good football player, you don't do that. Just because you're losing. And I think the game was tied at that point. It was 14-14, so... anyway, a lot of penalties too. These referees were just horrible today. Not only for the Bills, but for the Jags as well. They were favoring the Jags more, in my opinion, though, because every time Buffalo would move the ball, the referees would try and stop them and throw a flag and make a fake call to try and stop the Bills' momentum. It didn't work, though. 24-21, the Bills prevailed over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they win 2 in a row, and they go to 4-7 on the season. So they beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-6 in Minnesota. They beat the Tennessee Titans at home again, 13-12. Then they beat the New York Jets in New Jersey, 41-10. And they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-21 at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. So, we got the Dolphins coming up next. I think we can beat the Dolphins. And then I'll be at the game against the Jets. Hopefully we get another win against those Jets. I think we will. I think we're going to beat the Dolphins and the Jets. And we can be... We're 4-7. We can be 6-7 at that point, which would be really good. But comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a video. And as always, go Bills. And until my next video, which will be my Buffalo Sabres, San Jose Sharks preview video. The Sabres looking to win 10 in a row. They are the best team as of right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but for now, the Buffalo Sabres are number 1 in the National Hockey League. So they have done it. They went from worst to first, and Phil Housley has this team playing very well. So let's see if they can beat San Jose, and I think they can, and win 10 in a row. So comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the Buffalo Bills beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as always, go Bills. And until my Sabres Sharks preview, this is Sportsdom saying peace out, and I'm going to go enjoy this win. Until my next video, have a good night.